flying it's mostly freedom. When I was 6 months old, my parents put me in a car seat in their airplane, which they had purchased back in the 70s when they first got married. Turns out I loved it. I always flew for fun with my dad, and so I considered flying with him more of a hobby. I never considered it as a career. So starting around 5th grade, I joined band, and next thing I know, I'm going to Frostburg for music education and performance. I did percussion and piano. All through college, I thought, okay, I'm going to get my master's. This is what I'm going to do. It didn't all work out like that. When I went to Penn State, I had enough. I wanted to get out and do something different. It was about halfway through the first semester. I didn't want to be in a practice room 8 hours a day, cooped up, and I called home crying in a tizzy, just scared of what my parents were going to say. And I told them that I wanted to come home and be done with it and pursue aviation. And of course my dad was just beaming inside, knowing that his little girl was going to follow in his footsteps. And so then I finished out the year, I came home, and next thing I know, I was flying. I really wanted a lot more involvement in aviation, and I wanted to sort of follow in my father's footsteps. Not only is he a pilot, but he's also an A&P. Came back home, my dad was my flight instructor, and I did all my learning right here at Chesapeake Sport Pilot before maintenance was even a thought. So I pursued my private license, got my flight instructor rating, all the while I'm tending bar at a local restaurant. And I decided that I needed a change of pace, so I came here one day, asked my now supervisor, Mike, if he needed any help, and sure enough he did, and 2 years later I got my certification. A long time ago I had thought, oh, it would be so nice to be able to get my A&P. I just never really thought it was possible because of just life circumstances, the time. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to sustain a comfortable lifestyle while pursuing an A&P, especially after already going to college. I was a little weary about going back to school or going back to training in my mid-20s. At first they were like, oh God, oh no. It was such a drastic career change. But I think they kind of knew that eventually it was going to happen. It runs in the family. When I got my A&P the day I got it, I sent them a picture of my temporary certificate, and they were just so happy. And I think my dad, it kind of finally came to, like, it was real. Like, oh, she's a mechanic now. Like, she's following my footsteps. As a woman in aviation, it actually, from my personal experience, has been mostly positive. And it's nice to see the expressions on faces when they see women who are in these different roles, in maintenance, in the actual flying. And they see a woman and they're like, oh, I could do that too. It's not just for men.